Honorable Minister, Honorable Speaker, Vice Chancellor of Canadian University, and Acting Director of UNICEF. Dear friends, it's a privilege for me to be here to address the opening in this international conference, which is happening at the moment where talking about child protection has become not only a necessity, but it's a very urgent matter. Across the world, the rights and safety of children are under sustained assault, physically, psychologically, and in the digital realm. This gathering is not only timely, but also urgent. So let me express my sincere gratitude to UNICEF and to the government of Sri Lanka for convening us around this critical agenda and the University of Canada for organizing. We are witnessing a very disturbing shift in the nature of armed conflict. Children are no longer accidental victims or collateral damage. They are being deliberately targeted. They've been abducted, forcibly recruited, abused, and even used as instruments of war. From Gaza to Sudan, from Ukraine to Myanmar, the erosion of international humanitarian law is unfolding before our eyes, and with it, the brutal denial of the right to childhood. Moreover, girls, often overlooked, face additional and aggravated risks, including sexual violence, trafficking, early and forced marriage, and reproductive coercion. But threats do not end at the battlefield. Online spaces have become arenas for exploitation and harm. Children suffer cyberbullying, grooming, sexual abuse, trafficking, extremist recruitment, and disinformation. And once again, girls are disproportionately affected. In this alarming context, we must renew our collective commitment to strengthen child protection, not as an emergency response, but as a permanent and integrated duty embedded in the laws, norms, and institutions that shape our societies. At the heart of these efforts stands the justice system, because justice is not only about accountability, it is about restoring rights, rebuilding trust, and empowering those who are most vulnerable. When our justice systems are truly child-sensitive, accessible, inclusive, and anchored in human rights, they can become vital pathways for protection and redress. They can ensure that every child who has suffered violence, whether in conflict, online, at home, or in detention, can find not only legal remedies, but also recognition, dignity, and hope. Children who come into contact with the justice system as alleged offenders are in most cases already victims of poverty, neglect, abuse, displacement, or exclusion. Their actions are often a reflection of the failures of our societies and institutions to protect them. Therefore, the primary aspiration of any child justice system must not be retribution, but reintegration. Justice for children must be guided by principles of proportionality, including age and gender appropriate treatment, and take at heart the need to take care and protect the dignity and future development of these children. Detention should be a measure of last resort and for the shortest possible period. Alternatives to incarceration should be the norm, not the exception. Moreover, justice system must be equipped to respond to the specific needs of children, taking into account age, gender, background, and vulnerabilities. We must strengthen our judicial institutions to not only protect child's rights, but to actively promote their development and social reintegration. When we fail a child in conflict with the law, we do not just fail them, we fail the future of our communities. Sri Lanka is currently advancing legal reforms to ban all corporal punishment, including in the schools, homes, and institutions, aligning with international standards and civil society advocacy. Once enacted, this will mark a pivotal step toward eliminating institutionally sanctioned violence against children. These reforms are essential to reorient justice from punishment to protection, healing, and inclusion. The European Union is committed to continue working with Sri Lanka in this path, Throughout our work with the Minister of Justice in our Jury program, with our partners, UNICEF, present here today, and UNDP. In this collective effort led by the Minister of Justice and the government of Sri Lanka, the well-being and protection of the right to childhood and the rights of children are at the forefront of our work. We need the political will, but we need also sustained investment and cross-sectoral cooperation. We must embed child protection into every level of justice reform by ensuring that laws are aligned with international standards, by training professionals to engage with children with empathy and respect, and by creating the mechanisms for child participation in decisions that affect their lives. I hope that this conference will be a call for action to close the gap between principle and practice, to build systems that don't criminalize children, but respond with care and ensure that no child, whether victim or accused, ever finds themselves cast aside or unprotected before the law. The measure of our societies and justice system is how they protect the most vulnerable, and children, especially girls, are among the most vulnerable in all our societies. So I want to conclude by thanking once again all the participants, the Minister and his team for their commitment, and our partner in the project, UNICEF, for organizing together with the University of Kelaniya this timely conference. Thank you all very much.